go with the Sova. A very unconventional pick to start things off. And this is Fnatic, who have only played this map once in the regular season. They looked great at lock-in on it. And it's the same comp.
It's an interesting approach already. Sam is the one playing by himself on the southern side. It's normally the KJ, but here's where the action starts. It's Artis who gets the first kill.
Oh, Crashes doesn't follow up. That does leave. Oh, he's getting the orb. That's a free kill. I thought he was going to let him go all the way. But look at Victor, all the way up too.
Position was never shown, and they're a bit split here because the spike is going to the opposite side of the map. You've got Moser who's going to swing around. He finds the first. That's a spike. He's getting peppered. A little trouble as he's overwhelmed. Swarmed by Sam.
I mean, great crossfire right there. Chaos in the middle of this A site.
Vic is still on B.
Yeah. And remember, he broke that turret, so Alfir is looking for him, struggling to find him, which means Leo's left in a 1v2 on the other side of the map, but NRG's still not committing.
Giving him a little bit of room and a little time to find a bit more damage.
Oh my goodness, Victor's really lost about where Alfir could be too. He thinks he's following him up in tower.
As is Alfir, lost on where NRG are, really.
At least Fnatic is regrouped. NRG's trying to do the same, but they're doing it by clearing more map space, which is a bigger risk, but they're going to have a bigger reward here. This site is going to be free.
Take a quick glance at the health bars. Leo's down to 75 HP. Alfir is healthy.
Dude, the mind games being played on the opening pistol is insane.
We're in for a good time. You hear the fault line go off. Leo spotting the first. Finesse gets one. It's traded back, leaving Alfir alone. 13 HP. In desperate need of a miracle, and he's not going to get one. NRG take the first.
And while that end of the round might look ridiculously complicated, the beginning of it was too. Yep. Right off the bat, you're seeing NRG fake off of an EG strat. They stole this composition from that team, and they're expecting, especially actually we heard from Boaster that he was really watching pistols from other teams while he was waiting to play in playoffs. They fake that they're taking that tower control, but they insert Victor as well. And that baits out the push from Fnatic on this dish side, where they're grouped up again here. It's only Artis to receive on the other side of the map, up on that north.
And Fnatic, they're sending all four. They're sending all four down dish. The turret's gonna spot first. There it is, cleared out. Does Artis dare swing? He does. It's just temporary though. And now he's the one who's surrounded because Alfir's here to greet.
Yeah, well that kill might net them the north side and a whole kill. None of the weapons retrieved there. Obviously, Artis just had a ghost. NRG still with 3 Bulldogs up, the Stinger as well. They're going to have a free A site with the pivot that they've made. Fnatic with 3 players coming down from the south side, though. I'm looking to see if Sam, who's up close, can find the information or hear the information about what's coming in spawn.
Here's a Bulldog. Victor does too. He's going to be the first to take contact. In the fall line, he drops an nade, tucks away. And you mentioned Sam, surely he heard that. Knows where Boaster is. Jumps out to his death.
Yeah, big gamble from Boaster there. Couldn't really do many things to clear all the angles that Sam could be in.
Like butter, baby.
Now the rest of this information is known. Very, very nice anti-eco after what could have been dangerous, but could have NRG to keep Artis alone with only the ghosts. Losing weapons, this is not good. Goes from clean to very, very poor. Should be able to recover one more. No, Finesse. Where's that Bulldog? He's not going to get it.
No.
Oh,
just a Stinger.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He ran all the way up halls. Nothing laid on the ground for him. And that goes to show how quick these situations can change. That was a clean anti-eco. And then all of a sudden, you lose 2 of your biggest rifles.
I mean, you see the repercussions of it. The Stinger and the Bulldog still just the sheriff for some.
Not quite a canceled bonus, but almost there.
Artis taking ropes and joining up with the rest of NRG on the southern side. No early push.
And the spike is heading all the way back under past the arcade to clear the space that Artis had to leave. That's part of the protocols there for NRG. But look at the setup from Fnatic and Halls. How advanced is Alpha here setup? Got the turret to swing off this off angle, got the stun as well, hiding from the drone now. Leo does a great job canceling. They can fall back into that setup. But now look at NRG's reaction off of that. Beating out the stun, breaking that drone. That's enough information for them not to want to play with it, and seeing Leo as well to be the guy.
They have some defenses here. Victor getting up top. And you see Fnatic, if given some of the space up, they're going to try to play back, play safe towards spawn wisely. While the rest of Fnatic is rotating on the southern side, Crashies will be the first to take contact.
It's a good nade. No, it hits the stairs.
Just a little short. Not enough oomph behind that one. Crashies on the swing. He's dead. Remember, Sam just has a Sheriff here. He has ult, though. But the rest of the members are crumbling. They're falling all over the place. This looks like an unwinnable situation for NRG.
Last player standing.
And it's just Artist. Manages to take one with him. A second follows. 45 HP. Dropping the nano on the spike. Had to swing and take a fight. And it's just too much.
Put some damage into that 1v5 opportunity. Just not quite enough. All his teammates fell before that Som. Had to push in because of the tree pressure that was coming in into Canteen. But is not confident enough to go enough. All his teammates fell before. With Artist staying alive up in tower there. But like I said, not a completely canceled bonus, so it's not the worst outcome here for NRG. They still have this as an opportunity. And this right now is a key round. With this ult, NRG want to be able to win, but Boaster has his as well. Fnatic is one of those teams that is so good at farming up these orbs, no matter which side they're on. Normally it's super attack side of these orbs in general, but it's a key point. Even funneling specific kills to Fnatic, to the players that are close. Alfir one off of his as well. And they've got this trap play. Usually it's a aftershock into a breach ult.
From the turret contact or, yeah, something like that.
Aftershock pushes them out into a space that they can get trapped in really, really easily. NRG taking the rope. All the way back, they've again put Victor up in drop. On pistol round, he lurked. He was the guy who was going on the opposite side. Let's see this trap. This should be known from NRG if they're prepared. They should just fall off of the Aftershock space, but I don't think it looks like they will.
Launching smoke.
Aftershock. That's the other one.
Yeah, it's Finesse's. Chronicle still has his.
He backed off, way off because of Victor applying some pressure.
30 seconds left.
Vixel has a satchel here. If they want to commit to this Hall's Crunch, they can, but there's no one there. You hear the Rolling Thunder, and that's going to push them up and over.
Oh, Alfir, he's stuck.
There's nowhere for him to go. Somali intends to delay for just a moment. But with 13 seconds left, they've got to get a move on. And Boaster still has the tool that can secure the round.
He got his ult.
Art is dead.
round
And
is
there
over.
it is, yeah. Unless they can frag out. It's just Sam Leo 1v1, but there's not enough time. They're not going to get the fight.
What a battle of ults. And NRG did a good job concealing the fact that they were getting that breach ult late in the round, inside of Halls as well. But you could see people scratching their heads right now because everybody understood that with 20 seconds was not enough time to make that play. Yes, they melt Alfir, put him in the microwave. With the breach stun in combination with it too. But not considering Boaster's ult late in the round too, and he goes in a position where he can't even bait it out. That's a big mistake there from NRG, and it will force them to save now.
Tied it to a piece. The only rifle in the hands of the attacking side is in Sam's. And for Fnatic, they have much more to work with. Chronicle, the only exception, as he has a stinger. Shock Dart intended to clear some utility from the KJ, and that alarm bot's still up.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that Shock Dart was super prepared or anything like that. He just kind of threw it out willy-nilly. Crashes is definitely the goat at improvising shocks, but we'll see how that continues to play out throughout this series. And they're so interested in just using util and dry peeking. Not placing their smokes, not committing to any of this fight. And that would cause them problems in the last round.
Remember, Sam's the only one with a rifle and was not able to convert on the opening engagement.
pivots back and forth. Finesse really trying to heat up and think about how Boaster's calling is going to be. We're already only in round 5.
30 seconds left.
We're seeing the indecision.
They're going to make their way through.
It's a good plan.
They just don't have tools.
Well, they got Crash's ult with that plant, with this lockdown too, in underpass. Boaster, remember, he used his ult last round.
Artis has his, Crashy so too. This would be a massive steal if they could pull this off.
Look how deep that lockdown is too. It's not in the regular space. Because it's used for post plant, they have to fall all the way to the other half of the map.
And fall right back in with the stimmy from Boaster.
And look how far Crashes is playing too. Finesse on alert, that's not gonna find anything, but Artis has mollies, Crashes has ult. This looks like a 1 round.
It's just insane to consider too, given what they came into the round with. But what a conversion.
I'm starting to doubt whether that little hesitation while walking back towards halls is indecision at all. Whether there's some sort of information that I'm missing, because that was a brilliant call. Coming back into A, remember they started poking that baited out a smoke, that baited out some of the util from Fnatic. It's not like they put too much out, but then they pop through with these smokes, and it's free sights. And you noticed actually on the pistol and the anti-eco, Fnatic has been playing off-site on this A side. And remember, the KJ is constantly playing, sorry, on the B side is what I mentioned that last round. The KJ is constantly playing on the other side, the A. Always has his util over there.
NRG managed to steal the round, and they still have the Hunter Siri that they can use into this one. And again, aggression towards Dish. Prowler in the face as Victor goes forward with the satchel in hand. He's sent to the next round.
A deep push as well, forcing these players to commit to this Dish push. Some has to find both.
Not able to, but so close. And Finesse tries to swing around and apply some pressure from the opposite side, but what a beautiful call from Fnatic.
Go get him.
Dude, I feel like these 2 rounds, barring a 1v4 from Artis, which he's certainly capable of, but these last 2 rounds, 48 HP now, he's dead. These last 2 rounds are a perfect like textbook indication of why people were so excited for this matchup.
Oh, absolutely.
The calling between Finesse and Boaster already has been insane.
Strategically, it's been every single round. There's been some very, very 5-head outplays attempted. And even in the mid-round too, Finesse and the other player coming through halls.
And to have a read like that this early is just outrageously impressive. On the other side of this timeout called by NRG, we're tied at 3 apiece. So light buy for the attacking side, but still 2 ults to their name, while the defense has the same. Darka's already pushed off in the face of the fault line. They want to go aggressive with the showstopper, but he doesn't get as far.
Yeah, but it does force them to run away from the showstopper. And again, there's prep there. You saw as soon as Durka goes out, as soon as they get a stun, there's a counter stun out from Finesse.
Spam out from Durka, gets a kill onto the leader.
And Durka in the last round, they min-maxed his orb while there was only 1 player up. That means he has a showstopper now.
Traded, Victor still healthy. Stays alive, I'm not really sure how.
Close battle, 2 players ready to swing through the smoke.
Remember, this is another weird buy. It's 2 stingers on the side of NRG, and they're converting again. Artis getting one with the frenzy. Oh. I mean, what a proper dismantling.
Turn out.
And Fnatic is being forced to push through A halls multiple times with players who are needed on the retake through Generator, through Canteen. Alfir and Leo in this position both have ults that would have been perfect to be used in Gen. And so I'm surprised out of that timeout. You saw a little bit of aggression attempted. Maybe that's why they continue to have that setup over towards halls for those 2 players, specifically for the Sentinel. KJ of Alfir. But you can see how easy it is for them to start maintaining this push here. And they're collecting the guns as well. Remember when I mentioned that they could push through that smoke? Those are 2 players with only frenzies. And the seconds light buy win for NRG now.
Right there.
Crashes, by the way, in that first one, we thought he was a big key point of why they might win that. Yep. But he hasn't used his ult yet.
The one real opportunity he had, they secured the round before it was fired off. Artist on the reposition, feeling pressure on the northern side, and it's going to be another hit towards B. This time, Chronicle finding gorgeous timing, and Durka does too. It's back and forth again! There's just no backing down from either of these sides.
Over and over, too. This is not heroics from any one player to watch, anything like that. This is pure prep from the coaches, Minnie and Chet, and pure calling out of Boaster and Finesse right now. Every round comes with a definitive edge strat-wise, tactics-wise. I actually thought NRG was going to get the better of them right there because Fnatic was going for an insert of Durka in underpass, and that left him isolated. You saw the initial push came with no fighting. You see Victor deep on site.
One enemy remains.
But they're recovering in time, and Durka as well, able to join Chronicle at the perfect moment. Those two guys together. That's why this is a super team. When moments like that, there's only two players holding the site. They're holding it with dry util. The site's already lost. Here comes a clash in arcade, though.
Plenty of ults here. Durka's the first to go. And they're just going to continue to push. I mean, Crashy's taken out. He takes him with him, somehow survives.
He's jiggle peeking while stunned there.
And this back and forth affair leaves things in a 1v2. Crashy's in a clutch. We've seen the story before, but this time it's a different ending. Fnatic take the lead.
And now it's starting to get brawly. Now it's starting to have the impact of minor calls made out of, you know, Durka, something like that. Chronicle happy to take fights after what was a momentum swinging round for them. And they just duel straight up. Then the util from Chronicle is great. And you're forced to see NRG with very, very minimal armor here. They like to go full armor, by the way. That's not just them committing to that. Again, this push.
It's going to be another clash. Durka is the op. And he's already met the first.
Oh, they saw Boaster.
A counter flash to try to swing. It is pretty. It's very well handled. Very well done.
He gets the dink, too, and now they need to even consider Durka's op. Where has it moved to?
Hasn't rattled off since that opening shot onto Victor.
Should have been spotted by that drone.
Artist's timing is perfect. He finds space again. Now Durka's down to 3v3. Saw him with ult. Crashy's 2. And Alfir and Leo have been holding on to theirs for a while as well. There's the first used.
Should be Brim ulting this or Sova ulting this. Artist will counter ult. There's a gap here. They're not going for either. They're going to try to allow this to push them all the way back. Remember that second half. We saw this KJ ult before. Same value here. There could be a follow-up ult on either side from Crashes or Som, but they hold on to them to play post.
4 HP. Orbital strike teed up.
Leo on the flank. Could take down Crashies.
No idea. And there goes that, leaving Som alone. And there's way too much to handle there.
Surprise Nano, too. In that moment where that lockdown goes down, the detail that Leo goes for is to flank through Dish. He's actually re-clearing to make sure that they're not running back towards that A side. And if not for that, Crashies is in a position to use his ult. They're not getting those kills.
Take the look at the opener one more time from Durka. Seems like that was forever ago, but that was actually in this round. And you're right, the timing and the space that Leo was able to find there and secured the round, really.
Yeah, he went on like a neon sprint line across the north side. Beautiful stuff out of Leo. Half be used on that A site to melt Alfir out of existence. And we are going for that Dish control that we saw before that got punished by a north side push out of Fnatic.
They really haven't explored A a ton.
They've moved this op onto A, though. Remember, it was just seen last round, multiple rounds in a row in arcade.
Holding the line. Waiting for the first.
Did they hear the door? I think they were there at the beginning. But if they didn't, they don't know that this is open. They don't know this is an angle for Durka.
He's in a lot of trouble. But he's going to satchel his way out. But Victor's gone in right behind him! Crashies gets 2 with the ult! What an explosive start to the round!
Literally, both teams combining
Planted.
crucial ults together. And they get multiple kills because of that. That leaves this round completely in the hands of the two players from Fnatic right now coming through spawn late in the round.
This would be a difficult task. You're outnumbered here in a meaningful way. There is plenty of money to go around, though. So you figure you take a chance, you go for it. And it's meticulous. Alpha, you're creeping forward. The Han on the other side of smoke cleared out, not finding any value. Leo goes up top and somehow just destroys Crashies. They've gotten it back to it, but Victor shuts the door.
No time for that situation. They're just trying to get the guns down from NRG. What a round that was. Crash's ult
Standing ahead.
from Dish, by the way. So he's already in the perfect elevation for these two players. Either coming from spawn or up on top of that rope. It's beautiful. You see the breach ult coming through, pushing these players off of sand. And then also the Brim ult coming on top of where he's getting tags with that ult.
And as we saw in the round, Victor following up as Zerka was trying to satchel out and get to safety. He's just hot to trot right on his tail, right back into the action.
And Fnatic's not the team that's supposed to be getting comboed with ults. That's Fnatic's bread and butter. Here comes the push for them, using the same type of theory to push Durka deep here.
Oh, Crashies got him! I thought he saw him! Victor with the second, Leo dancing around, somehow avoiding death and finding a second. A 3v3 as the dust settles and Sam gets a spike down.
And Boaster's going for that same push that Leo did late in the round. Both the turret and alarm bot might be up, and they've taken gen control right now. So it's not going to have the same sort of impact.
Boaster rotating from the northern side last round of the half. And much like we've
Got past
seen,
the turret, but won't get past the alarm bot here.
cleared out.
Still a molly for Sam here.
An idea of where he is. You see Victor trying to go up top, and Sam gets a kill, and there it is, rewarded for the advantage in height. Sam gets 2, and we're tied at 6.
Remember, Fnatic was the one who called the timeout after one of their round wins to get to 6 in the first place. You thought a major win condition here was to get those last 2 rounds. Instead, NRG get both.
This was insane because you even see it on the screen. Durka was looking and then turned away.
He just doubted that there was ever going to be somebody there.
Yeah.
One
So
enemy.
you see him checking the corner, but you saw no confidence in the fact that there could be a possibility.
Very first half that were just fun.
Dude, I'm jealous of myself. I feel like I'm in an out-of-body experience right now. Watching these two teams. Good breakdowns on the ult usage, and that's going to continue. I mean, they're just swapping halves, but you know that sort of prep is exactly what's coming in the second half too.
Fault line there, and look, they're pinching. They're all heading towards the northern side or Fnatic.
I mean, Durka's counting his lucky stars that he doesn't get hit by that stun by Finesse. Otherwise, he's dead to that nade for sure. 5 players here from Fnatic. Look at the re-clear going on right now, the dart from Crashies, but this is, while they're going to find nothing in halls, they might find everybody on site behind them.
Utility dumped out onto the site, and the space is filled. NRG happy to give the site up, so they're going to fight for a retake.
Spike planted.
First shock dart through a smoke is the only thing keeping them apart from each other. Leo's pushed his way into it. He's behind him, and he gets both. Chronicle with the third. Victor with just a shred of health. But can Artist snatch this thing back?
It's much more aggressive than you're normally used to with Leo.
Now, oh! Artist! How is he snatched this thing back? It's fallen down to 1. Victor weak! Alphier with the kills, and the Red Bull clutch for Fnatic.
This is what it's like to witness these two teams play. Yeah, we've gotten all the strats, we've gotten the tactics, that's first half. Now we're in playoff mode. Playmaking mode from both artists.
One enemy remaining.
And then Alphier as well to bring this
One
back.
enemy
That's a
remaining.
dink, full HP on Artist too against the Sheriff from long range. In that instance, Victor being low definitely hurts. His chances, Alphier, what a clutch.
Bring them down.
We've already seen instances of light buy rounds winning. Here's the classic from Fnatic. Funneling ult orbs towards key players here. Boaster buys the Marshal specifically to leave a gap in that Gen smoke.
That does not, yep.
Oh, he got the Bulldog.
Was able to get it, yeah. Still maintains control of tower. NRG are slowly but surely on the prowl. Victor's taking the ropes, and Leo's going to be there to receive, and surely he's heard that at this point. Victor with no idea.
That's just crazy wild that Leo is in that position still.
Just so unexpected. Leaving Finesse all on his own.
And Boaster should be hunting now. Already gotten 2 kills in this round, 2 off his ult. Chronicle planted. Maybe because they made this slightly uncomfortable Fnatic. You don't go for the full farm. There he goes, creeping Canteen, just like we called. The stun is perfect for him too. Finesse knows he's hunting. He knows.
Timing though, well handled by Finesse. Just out of reach. Leo cleans him up. Fnatic take a 2-round lead. You're right, it was a little uncomfortable there, but they secure the round.
And they eventually fall back into the, the win conditions of some of those anti-ecos, which is for them not just winning the round, getting Boaster's ult up in the bonus is key. He actually didn't even really need the kill on Finesse, by the way. He's still 1 off ult.
Yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, that's a great job by Finesse, but instead, no, it actually doesn't matter at all, that engagement. As long as Boaster dies, as long as he buys, okay. All right, let's see where he goes to get this orb right now. Alfear's gonna hold the turret out. Finesse and Victor are looking to trap. On this map, Fnatic is known for going for bonus ults. And you could use that to your advantage here if you're Fnatic. You could just completely ignore that possibility. It's hard to do so when it's such a powerful tool, and yeah, now Victor knows. And they should be considering.
There's the orb that you were just mentioning, now Orbital Strike online, and the question is, where do Fnatic go off of this?
Isn't it ridiculous that NRG was already trying to play anti-orb on the perfect choice? There's 4 orbs on this map. They could have guessed any other one of them. And either way, it doesn't matter because Fnatic is just patient enough to wait for their setup to fizzle out.
You see the pings on the minimap. The intentions are clear. They want to go towards B, perhaps do tower. And they've quietly made their way over. First the Prowler, then the Flash. Space not filled yet. They want to go down low. But Dirk is met with the Nano. He's going to try to satchel across it, and he does.
That's a good haunt. It cleared the entirety of the site right now. They just have to avoid crashes as dart, and then they'll get this plant down with 24 seconds.
I mean, they're so close to
Oh, it's tagged up!
All separating them, and Psalm's the first to fall. Now Dirk is satcheling back out. Alfear holding a line on the other side. It's a 1-for-1. But the numbers for NRG continue to crumble. It's just Finesse left alone in the 1v4. He's not able to get away. It's another round for Fnatic.
And the mind games begin again, by the way. No ult used from Boaster there. In fact, he never had intentions. He's the guy who planted. Maybe used as a failsafe using the post plant, but NRG was prepared and playing offsite specifically to avoid getting caught in positions where he'll get ulted. That's the moment where I lost my mind. Crashes his dart, does end up scanning Boaster. Maybe it's a drone. That first hits. And that's a bonus converter from Fnatic right now. It started at a tie up half. Oh, Brim won't possible if the C's catches. Doesn't catch anybody. But there was 3 players possible.
And off of the pace of Fnatic are showing, NRG is going to try to fill with some of their own on the southern side. But they've got to be able to hold them back for now. On the site, in the sand, Durka drawing all over the place and getting the kills that he needs. It's another dominant round for Fnatic, but an opportunity, albeit slight, to make something out of this. Finesse has found himself in these positions so many times, and the outcome's the same.
Tough game from the IGL, but you know his mental right now is being stressed.
Yeah.
How can you prepare for all the possibilities from Fnatic on this map? Right there, you already saw NRG again backing off of that C's. In some instances, you have to just start to ignore some of those possibilities. Have played each other, and it feels like they've played each other like a million times. It feels like they're scrim partners with the amount of anti-stratting that is going on. It's ridiculous.
Revealing area. Deploying
There's a
drone.
dart setup. Nothing found.
It does get Finesse's ult online. That's the entire intention right now.
That's also so nicely done by Crashies at the opening of the round. A dart on the northern side, the drone on the southern side, and all of a sudden you can turn attention towards A.
Now the problem is they're trying to deny some sort of space for these orbs that Fnatic is picking up right now. Dirk has now got his ult. Finesse is going to have to try to counter with his own. Oh!
Another instance in which Dirk is not able to get it off. The orbital strike, Artist down low, falling. Side still held as Som finally gets cleared. Now the Nightfall Finesse, unable to hear a thing, but still trying to find one through the spam. A 3v3 for the site, no ults in play yet. The Shock Dart gets one. It's Victor who's close to his, though. Alfier is to Chronicle on the swing. Crashy's dead. Paul's controlled, site controlled, and Chronicle's just kind of doing it on his own. Finally falls to the nade.
Showstopper, they're up close right now.
He still has 2 satchels. And the Roomba. There's the first. Trying to get across, spotting one. Guessing on the second. Not behind that door. Swinging, not found. Fnatic get another.
And Boaster starting to have some fun with the crowd too, the audience here. NRG have not won a defensive round there, and I honestly think that they did a decent job countering out the ideas from Fnatic here. The Showstopper gets canceled because Finesse is ulting at the same time with his Breach ult, which they collected early in that round. That's the moment where you're stunned up and naded in the corner while getting the spike down. My goodness.
5 rounds in a row for the attack. Insane considering how the first half went.
Fnatic now have free reign. Boaster is brimstone opping. It's back, baby. It's back.
Wow. On attack, no less. And he finds value. Of course he does. Showstopper from Victor. Not hitting its mark.
We were having conversations about Kong Kong being the best attack side out. Boaster should be out of that conversation. Why? Because he's the only person to do this sort of thing. Just reminds me when he pulled it out in overtime back in Copenhagen.
Another one for Boaster. They swing into him. Saw him on the trade.
Finally the punish.
Off your feet!
That Rolling Thunder's very aggressive from Chronicle. They're in spawn.
Oh, there's a line here for Alfred to follow up, and Psalms full stunned.
He's gotten 3. He's had himself a map. He may be the only bright spot on this side for NRG, but he has played well with the position, the potential to get more.
Dude, they aware of Chronicle's route here.
Oh, they have to be now. This would be backbreaking. Finesse cleans him up. Woo!
A response finally just in time before match point is possible here from Fnatic. I thought it was Boaster's op that was going to put them there. He's doing it again, guys. I'm looking right now at the spend. He's doing it again. I mean, he got 2 kills, might as well. And NRG is so focused on trying to deny some of these ult orbs early. They're peeking them.
Let's make some chaos.
I mean, it's a pretty decently considered idea. What a 1-2 punch as well. Dirk just following really, really close by afterwards. If he needs to satchel on somebody with Chronicle stun or anything like that, he can.
They can be so decisive in their engagements. And then have Boaster again with the op right behind them.
I'm looking at the lockdown to be a potential way to take this site, but no, I think Boaster just wants to ISO up. And they're finally taking an underpass control so Alfier can creep forward, and that's going to take some time, so still not sure if that is the entire intention.
The thing is, if they overwhelm Artis up in tower, or up on site, all of that utility that he has currently protecting Som and the site is gone. But they're going to go. And it's all just a delay. The orbital strike is going to get Boaster out. Durko's going aggressive. There it is. There were questions around whether an artist would be overwhelmed, but he's able to keep them back for the first. Traded on the second. A 4v4 quickly turns into a 4v3, perhaps 2. There's just no real way for NRG to hold them back. It's been so labored.
What?
He's going to get the kill.
I can't believe it. At least getting that tag. 10 seconds for the plant right now. Nothing left. Still.
Wait, Chronicle is. That could have secured the round. I believe it did. I don't think there's enough time. There's not.
Why are they in the open there? Looked away for a second and Crashes finds the angle. The amount of pressure that guy puts on whenever he ults is crazy. Chronicle thought for sure
One enemy remaining.
that he was safe. After that first pulse went out, he stopped planting the spike, moves away. Second pulse doesn't come forever. It misses, and third pulse still hits him somehow, where he doesn't have information for about 10 seconds. That's ridiculous. NRG needed a streak. That's 2 in a row right now. Their first 2.
Artist has the op. But there's no challenge towards B, where he's currently sitting.
Yeah, but he's getting droned on the angle. That's going to hold a lot of space right now. But yeah, you're right. Barely anybody here. It's just Psalm.
And he's playing offside. He's giving it up. What do they have? Are they looking to play around the lockdown?
Oh, it definitely could be a factor here. But also, look at this double play up through drop 2. Afia's going to be able to place his right now. I think he's waiting for their own lockdown. So NRG might not just place it. They might just play against it.
There it is. There's the attacker one. Still held on to by Artist.
Maybe they go for a sand one. No, it gets broken by a nade.
And Chronicle goes down. And now they put theirs through. Victor has already satcheled out onto A.
And it's planted in such a way, the lockdown in this case, that it's so deep right now. Dirk is just trying to get this nade off. It might actually count. Oh!
Psalm got it all the way! He just held the defuse!
I don't think that nade landed.
We gotta see that again because it looked like it was lined up well.
And also, how did they break that lockdown? I guess just coming through. Fnatic, for the first time, doesn't consider that as a possibility. Just coming through drop, just banks it off the wall. That nade is the best. The paint shells from Raze is the best util at breaking lockdowns.
It is insane.
You saw him spam that little angle. The place where he might run away from. That is beautiful stuff from Victor. Gets the tag, slows him down, and eventually the frag.
Back in the swing of things. Artist still with the op. And he's already being pushed. Are they just going to continue to brute force their way into him? Off of the Prowler, they realize he's not holding halls anymore, and they're going to simmy their way into sand. Artist is in trouble. He's not in a position to be able to get out. He's got to hold him back by himself. He gets the first. Looking to provide some resistance, and that's all it was.
Just lost his place right there while flashed up.
Orbital strike straight into spawn, or excuse me, Rolling Thunder. They push them back. And they've left Boaster in a cheeky position. It may not matter, though, as the rest of the team is getting the kills. It's Chronicle and Alfie are leaving Crashies alone. A 1v3. Some utility, but not much.
It's tough to use here.
He's got the dart, he's got the shock, and he has no health. Fnatic gets him at point.
Has to try to approach silently, can't use any util. His position not known yet. But it doesn't allow him to break up those crossfires. He's just hoping that there's a gap, a timing window where he can walk into it. Very, very nicely done from Fnatic.
One enemy
The
remaining.
breach ult to maintain all this control of sand while the plant continues to go through, while they take down Artist. Artist could have gotten a second op shot off, but that flash delayed him for so long and he lost his position and exposed himself to the players pushing sand.
No up this time for the Killjoy. It's just rifles for the defensive side as they try to make their last stand. I mean, they're funneling, they're pushing, there's no crunch. It's all just a fight from one side! And it's turned in favor of Fnatic.
This might be the end here. NRG, they go for that drone, re-clear. But you had such a deep satchel from Victor. Nobody's able to follow up on it, and the rest of the Fnatic players just group up. This might be it. 3 players for NRG, 4 from Fnatic. Fnatic's so cautious. This grouping here of Psalm and Crashies might be perfect, though.
It was Durka who had the off a moment ago, just handed it off to Chronicle.
Wants to use his satchel to take space.
The one benefit for the defensive side here for NRG is that 2 of the 3 members that remain are on this site.
Oh, Crashes is tucked here. Leo does have his Haunt, a Prowler too. They can clear it out.
Sam is a Molly.
30 seconds left.
Crashies with some util. Are they gonna rotate? Oh, they're gonna go in through sand. They just don't have a ton of time here.
And the Molly should be able to hold them off too. From one side at least.
Assuming they identify where it is. Leo has been left behind. Crashies falls all onto Sam. Again, who's had himself a great game, but he can't convert here either.
Seconds left.
It's just perfect from Fnatic, mauling out the last player on the site too, finding Crashes on the swing. They both got stunned by that breach stun from Chronicle. It's perfect.
It really is. It's a little, I mean, it's not even like they're just trying to diff them with gunfights. Everything is so fastidiously considered. And it's clean. The first half was a brawl, but the second half felt like all Fnatic all the way, and they take Fracture 13-9.
Absolutely it was. When last year even, but now Harbor Viper on this one. A little bit of Sage added in for flavor. It's the new mix of this Ascent comp that ended up being the downfall of Fnatic's fantastic bind at the beginning of this game.
An opportunity to reinvigorate and refresh their success on the map. They find themselves on the attacking side.
Oh, they're not ready for this hookah play. Whoa!
So many people through, and you're right, NRG had no idea. Now throwing a brakes on the rotate. Cascade as he goes straight to the skies, and he takes Sam down.
Last player standing.
What a start from Fnatic.
Catching them completely unaware. I'm wondering if there's a flash that gave them misinformation there, if Fnatic dodged it somehow to get a timing up through. But you can tell NRG really interested in getting that orb. And then falling back towards that A side, hoping that they can stack the correct side. Instead, now they leave Artis alone.
You're right. I would love to see the opening round, the opening of that round again, to see what it was that led to a false sense of security.
I mean, it might just be that there was nothing, and they just had some sort of false sense of security for no reason. That's not the way you want to start off here if you're NRG. Remember, they're down a map. They could already be facing an 0-2 here.
They were gone, man. They were out. They were fully convinced that the play was A.
I still like how NRG was able to actually react and put down the Cascade on top of hookah. Even though they lost one player, they still reacted fairly well. It's just the fact that there's so much explosiveness from Fnatic there. Again, Boaster with that Marshall on this anti-eco. It's consistent. Masters of the economy right now in the game. They're the best at it. Everybody else is trying to copy them. And for NRG, actually, it's been a story for them where they, after lock-in, they copy Fnatic. They start playing some light armor stuff, but they give up on it.
Yeah.
At some point during Americas. And you can tell already in this game, too, they've given up on it on Fracture.
Three from NRG pushing into showers. Boaster's waiting on the other side of this wall with it. That Marshall, trained. Nothing but a green line keeping him back. Boaster getting peppered, has to tuck tail.
Good attempt at the re-clear, just to challenge Boaster, though. Is it going to be enough? And that tells them that they're in deep anti-eco position still. And they have plenty of time to catch up. Nice cam in for Alfred to spot finesse.
It was so well set up from NRG, given the fact that they had a late rotate. Sam puts his wall up, but Durka's already passed all of the utility that's intended to deny the push.
And look at this double molly, too. Boaster from way far away, Chronicle as well. Completely denies this high tide take from Sam. He was the only one close. And the rest of the players, he's trying to hold on to that space for them to flood in behind him. Instead, they can't get anywhere near.
I mean, look at him now. NRG are stuck in spawn.
Yeah, they're just hoping to die to Spike eventually.
Yeah.
Heal up, squad.
And Durka's starting to hunt, you can tell. He swapped the Marshall, too. Boaster picks up the Vandal. They're masters at this. He has plenty of time to chase still.
There.
3 points away from having the ult online.
That's a nade.
Where's that cam? A cheeky cam looking
up on
to
top of
spawn.
Copy. Yeah, that's crazy. Durka, still close. Cam to support, it's crazy.
Oh, go back. He dies. But he does get one step closer to having the showstopper.
Any engagement's good there.
Yeah.
That's why they buy that Marshall, just the 900 credits, really not a big investment. Still fantastic for the one-tap body shots on anti-eco.
But still so well considered for them to switch off and exchange weapons so that you aren't potentially giving a Vandal over, yeah.
Go kill my son.
He's doing it.
Sounds like the Emperor.
I got yous, okay?
Go forward and kill.
See that cascade out from Som towards short. Making it so difficult for the attacking side to push through. Yeah, Victor close by too. But Dirk is just gonna satchel forward. It's just complete disrespect with the judge. Som stops him. And they still have Showers control too.
Well, Fnatic does gain control of lamps. They've lost 2 now. And the trades coming from Alpha, yes.
Here.
Pinpoint, accuracy, top of the box. Pops 2.
Finesse is still playing on the other side. He's still towards B.
Cage trigger.
And this pause from Fnatic just instilling a little bit of doubt.
It's cunning. Eventually, NRG are going to want to try to reclear, try to get some information. It should just be off of a Crashy's flash.
And they're here. They're ready for it. There's a flash that you mentioned off the swing, but he was just a little ahead of it. And Crashy's falls.
It's too staggered.
Artist taking one back. Spike short.
Finesse still
Finesse
here.
has not left.
30 seconds left.
Come on, man.
Those are Spidey senses. Indicator that he should not go forward.
And the fact that Alfir doesn't even TP, he holds on to this space right now. Artist repositions! Are you kidding me?
You mentioned Pinpoint before. That might have been the best of the 3 we've seen.
10 seconds
It's just
left.
a needle for a pixel.
Finesse in a 1v2. He's healthy. He's got a Phantom Boaster. Alfir not nearly as lucky. He gets one. He gets both. Avoiding disaster, avoiding another bonus, and getting NRG on the board.
What a fun round. And they go for a little double swing. It's almost well timed, but just a slight misstep. And Finesse able to convert a 1v2. That's happening more and more often.
All right, never mind. The first one might have been the best.
Nah.
One enemy remaining.
That's nasty. But here, the double peak. Slight gap in the timing between the two. It's a good idea, but it allows Finesse to easily convert it. You can't be letting Finesse win. Especially, I mean, Finesse getting going here. Okay, they're going to dodge the flash. No info given. Crashy's not committing to picking up the orb. Could have been a massive mistake and a great counter from Fnatic instead.
He manages to get info off the jump peak too, doesn't take any damage. Understands there are at least 2 guns that were fired.
Reclear coming in. Cam from Alfir spots them. It's the cue for them to bring up, make sure there's nobody punishing. And the wall is well timed for the players on NRG to receive these players on B side from Fnatic. Dirker will eventually go for this orb.
Facing flash, he jumps through the telly.
The fact says he was left alone as one, so had to be ready. You already saw him tucking into that corner so he could easily backstep. Now he's ready to join the hit, and he has both satchels.
Alfir's on the prowl and Showers, but there are 2 players here. In A, Som being one of them. Chronicle the first to fall. Victor on the swing is great. And then the nade to try to deny the plant. He's still around. He's still healthy. The spike still hasn't made his way out of the site. Boaster's gotten it down to a 1v2 though. But he's just so weak.
He might have the info. Remember last round when he TP'd, Finesse was all the way back.
10
NRG
seconds
always
left.
leaves one.
He just needs 1 kill here. But Artist is actually, he's already shown up and he's got a judge.
Pretty crazy that he gets the plant down.
It is. There's the flash. He knows where he is. Crashies cleans it up.
Fnatic are just diving through that high tide, which is a fantastic one from Som. Once that wall comes down from Fnatic, their intention is to leave lamps, take the front of sight. And the last time they took that A side, they actually pushed into lamps.
seconds.
This time you see Dirk's position, the molly's on the back of truck, trying to deny.
Enemy remaining.
But Psalm's High Tide cuts it all off. I'm very surprised. Maybe it's a time pressure there from Fnatic. All the messing around on the other sides of the map. That causes them to go forward. Actually two Bulldogs. They're definitely buying into this, despite losing 2 in a row.
That harbor wall from Psalm is through teleporter and then roping back in to help control A short.
That's the most extreme wiggly wall of all time.
Yeah. And there are plenty of setups that you can do from A without having to go through teleporter to control that area. I wonder if that's intended to make them think he's playing B.
This is a crazy deep B hold from NRG though, as well. Might not matter at all. And double trip to hold the flank here from Alfear.
Are they going to be able to take the space and fill before they get into trouble? You hear the showstopper gone off. You've got the Seekers pushing them back into spawn. Showers control still there. Alfear starting to re-explore.
I think they just jumped one of the trips.
Wait, can you get past 2? The Trailblazer's going to clear the second. And you see it. I mean, they're here. Leo's waiting. Alfear is too. The flash is well considered by Crashy, so Victor going aggressive. He's going for the flank, and it never goes off. He never shoots it. He was too close.
These Razors are having such trouble placing these showstoppers.
Chronicle has gotten behind him. Crashy's had no idea. He had no chance. It's falling down onto 3. Finesse continues to frag. And the cascade. Tom has to tuck right back out. Durka doing well to keep him back. He's gotten 2. He gets 3.
It's too easy down the line there. And what a difference that round could have been if Leo doesn't barrel stuff Victor on the flank there. It's just crazy. He mistimed showstopper as well. Getting the proper timing for that animation to not cause problems is so difficult.
Good job, Derek. Nice!
And it is finally a response here from Fnatic. It's 2 in a row for NRG. Off that 1v2 from Finesse.
Two stingers and then pistols. And that's all it is. They've tucked Victor and Hookah. But do they dare go that way?
The late orb as well here from Chronicle.
Hey, that was a cue for Sam to put the cascade down.
Tries to re-clear in front. You saw, actually, they put down the wall and the orb immediately to try to catch somebody re-clearing. Ooh, that's a shot.
It's pretty. Clears the Trailblazer, and of course Dirk has followed all the way right behind it. They've gotten some control of the U-Haul, but they're starting to step back, and NRG want to take the fight. Remember, they have lighter weaponry. They want to close the gap. They want to get in their faces. Can they stop the attack here? Fnatic so far up. They have Showers control. They have U-Haul control. I mean, it may not look like it. They have full site control, too. And once again, the defense looks like it's at a loss. Dirk is just playing with this food right now.
It's too easy to contain here from Durka, especially with that shorty. And the constant threat from Fnatic to go through that TP keeps Finesse anchored on that B side until it's all over. NRG right now, not quite able to really hold on to this short. Sam is usually so good in this position.
Goodbye.
Usually such a phenom in laps at getting multi-kills, but you can tell Durka doesn't even really want to fight until super late. Just holding that space, making sure that they get the plant down, making sure they can start to take the rest of site. With the info too.
Watching this spot.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. There's just not much more to say, is there?
And the idea from NRG is really good there too. Leo's swinging onto the stairs where the old TP was. So he's not even in that fight from Alphair. Alphair goes in front of the Viper Wall, does not get flashed, which is key. Maybe the execution could be improved.
This Showers hold was so important too because Finesse invested the pit on B. They invested a lot towards holding this site. And so far they've failed, but perhaps they can reconsider, perhaps they can reestablish as the Psalm falls one more time.
I mean, they have so many different variations of holding this A side too. They're just abusing this at this point.
Yeah, they are.
Durka can sometimes be on boxes, they can be playing post, they can be holding short.
You're not limboing your way through that. You imagine a timeout has to be on the cards here pretty soon.
Definitely.
Because Fnatic, you're right, they just continue to pound A. And just exploit the defense.
Last player standing.
We've seen good halves from NRG on this map on both sides, so not quite getting worried anywhere about keeping this game close. Fnatic is putting on a masterclass though. And eventually that conversation will start about how much is too much.
There was even a flash setup from Crashies through Teleporter to help that fight.
But it slightly missed.
Yeah.
Either he dodged it or by the end of this, it might be a resounding yes. Absolutely. Stinger buy in for NRG. One Phantom. In the hands of Finesse.
Similar setup from Psalm. The one small difference I'm seeing here is Finesse's wall
Watching this spot.
is just a little different. This time set up from A.
There.
Yeah, that's the old bathroom wall, essentially. Completely ignoring the possibility of that, or the fact that the new Showers TP is there.
Spike dropped. Got the spike.
We're thinking right now, NRG, they only got 3 rounds on that defensive fracture.
Victor's got a lot to deal with, but Crashies is close by. He has one flash and Seekers. Push off the angle, and it's just a trap. Do they check him? No, they don't. It's just one, though. And the Singer's just not enough in that scenario.
It's too tough to follow up on, too. A good idea again from NRG, just not quite enough. Fnatic controlling every part of this game right now. Psalm's going to try to flood out to help Finesse.
Wow. You see the pre-fire and the spam expecting a second. The flash cleans him up.
Oh, and that cascade actually gave them room to swing out to the left before Psalm can even challenge. Fnatic starting to wonder but this might actually end up being underwhelming of a challenge.
At least on Bind. It does look that way.
Spike down B.
I'm concerned if they start to find ways to punish this B side. In most of these, they've been ending up A, trying to abuse specific factors of that A hit. Getting early kills on Showers, that sort of thing.
So 4-man push here from NRG towards B, and it looks like it's set up to get Psalm the Orb. He is 1 point away from having his ult online. Moster's been pushed off.
Okay, we saw this last, another round where they did push deep, down B, but they end up all flanking, and this time there's going to be a Showers TP with a Trailblazer to follow up on. Victor's stuck here, though. And Fnatic is not committed, so they're happy to wait this out and challenge.
Did he bite off more than he could chew? Stuck in Teleporter. Everyone from Fnatic is here to handle him. But he bought
They just used a Reckoning to try to clear him out, and yes, it will get him out, but leaves a lot of gaps and loses a lot of tools.
Such a heavy investment to preserve his life, and then he eventually falls. Alphair once again getting a 2K from what looks like the same spot.
And right now, these Seekers might all get destroyed. Yes, Artist is going to get the rest, but Chronicle's inserted in such a good position. Alphair's punishing. He's so smart.
Crashies, can you hold the line? Durka falls.
Oh, they're just going to TP now. It doesn't matter what Crashies can do.
Yeah, there's just so much room that Chronicle's taking A.
It's crazy. They could have crossed there, but they're just a little concerned about where Crashies' position is, and they're just going to use that space. Don't even bother TPing. Take all the time that you need. That's discipline right there from Fnatic.
Because you know it's a tantalizing prospect. You know where he is. You know that you have numbers on him.
10 seconds left.
But you're right, they make the safe play. They end A, spike down.
Boaster's already considering the spawn flank.
Of course he is. He's had such a good read on the game.
Oh.
Well, I may have jinxed him.
Timing was bad, but still
Read
able
was
to get
so
around. Forgot where that corner was. And that, as soon as he's spotted, he doesn't get the kill. Crashes is going to save. Fnatic up to 7. A chance for a 10-2 half with 3 rounds remaining. After Fracture, I didn't think that was in the cards, but I didn't think that this defensive side issue right now for NRG was deeper than it looked at first. Yeah, they got a streak of rounds on that defensive side, mainly due to the ult cycle. And I don't think, especially now with the Wasted Reckoning, the tools in this comp are not as major. In fact, they used a Resurrection from Sage too.
That's a lot of ults into that, you're right.
And so those tools dwindling. By the way, Fnatic too, displaying, I mean, immense prowess on this attacking side, of course. Maybe that's just the reason why NRG is struggling right now. Hard to deal with the multi-pronged approach. These defaults are good when they end up going dry walking up short with the Viper Wall. That's fantastic. And Alfear is hitting every shot when he's pressured.
Yeah.
I mean, every single one.
And the crazy thing is, they're not having to change very much.
And so I'm already using not only the high tide, of course, that you want to use. Oh, hold on, 2 players up close. They reclaim. Chronicles in trouble. Gets barely out. It's just light weaponry.
Yeah.
And the funny part, Crashies, while you might be surprised to see him there, this is like the 4th round where they're there. They're just not able to get anything done.
It's another deep cascade in short, and then the high tide right behind it. They want to go forward. Look at how much they're investing just to slow down, just to keep the Fnatic attack at bay.
I mean, that's important. They just wasted a few mollies on that one.
He's going to be able to get anything, no. Dirk is too high, Boaster's too low, the health is too short. The nade in the lap of Sam, forcing him to swing out, now without damage being taken.
30 seconds.
They're rolling them. They're just rolling them.
Yeah.
Chronicles hunting. Crashes can't save the gun that he saved in the previous. It's a Prime Gaming flawless at that. And that scoreline that I posited, 10-2, is very much within reach. 2 rounds left in this first half. We've gone from Fracture, an insane battle of the minds, to NRG being faced with potentially immediately an incredibly difficult comeback in the second half. Even at this point, you already should be calling it a comeback. Results like this, when you see some of the domestic results on this map as well. Fnatic not struggling at all to deal with this defensive side Viper Harbor.
What is Artis doing here? Waiting for an early flash. Deep flash from Crash. He's down long, zigzagging its way through.
Oh
So dead, bro.
no. That is beautiful. And one moment difference there. Artis gets that wall down, and they don't break it for the dog to get that stun. He doesn't get punished. That's crazy. Boaster's got to have the highest kill rate with his orbital strike. I mean, every single time he uses it, it's considered.
And it's always set up with something. That's what makes him so good with it. Durka was jumping, and now the showstopper out, clearing the site. Crashies has managed to slip the net and tuck back into elbow. Oh no. Of course.
Showing off the tech.
That's so hard to land, because you know 99% of the time, people are hitting a wall on that. NRG once again forced to save.
A high tide fadeaway. This is crazy. Right out of the timeout too. And they hit with an ult combination that they just can't consider at this point.
No.
There's way too many things that they're dealing with. Finesse's brain's got to be overheating. on Fracture, I mean, it was such an awesome battle to watch the two. But since that second half,
Yep.
it's been crazy.
Last round before the switch.
And I don't even really feel like Fnatic on this map is particularly caring too much about the specifics of NRG's play. Yeah, they're reacting to it. They're falling back in instances, but this is so nice. And this is a page out of NRG's book.
Yeah.
In my mind, NRG is the guys who consistently got value out of Trailblazer stunts from the Sky Dog. Ults like that, you see NRG do all the time. Fnatic, though,
There.
what a streak.
7 rounds. Unreal.
Everybody's going to get a chance at this op
Yeah.
on this
Just
attack side.
handing them around.
Chronicle had it, Durka had it, Boaster had it, Alfier. Leo, it's your turn next. Oh, wait, you won't even get another chance.
Yeah, poor guy. Unless they hand it off mid-round. Really min-maxing things here. It's just so ominous what you said a couple of rounds ago. The fact that there's a 10-2 is a very good reality. We find ourselves on the precipice of it. Showstopper up top.
Oh!
Wow, where did that go? Crashy still gets a kill.
Went way over top that ramp.
Does anyone scoop up the op? No, they're leaving it.
And the late orb is actually going to kind of tell you what's coming right now on the side of NRG.
IGL's battling, and the gunfight goes in favor of Boaster.
Vanessa didn't have his gun out.
Spam through it once again, a complete disrespect of Psalm's utility. They're just fearless in pushing past it. It's just so well considered. Everything is flawless. Everything is perfect.
That pit might be a little early here for Fnatic, though. Never mind.
Boaster's fragging. Boaster's farming.
Out of charges.
Meanwhile, NRG, they've been squelched. They've been suffocated. They've been stymied. What a stomp.
10-2. When I first started bringing that up, I didn't really put it in my mind that it was a real possibility. I thought, okay, yeah, maybe. And they just convert in such an, I mean, it looked effortless.
One enemy remaining.
Absolutely effortless.
Fairy tale for Fnatic up until this point. What did you say? The 8 rounds in a row. Now NRG are on attack. You lose this pistol. I mean, wrap it up, bro.
Might already be there. We'll see if that story includes a comeback. Here comes the hit, sectioning off the site. The dog does clear a lot. They should get the plant, which the wall allows. And whoa, he has a lot of movement on top of this box, a lot of freedom there.
You can almost see the pathing.
They're not even hitting the site though right now, and you actually do still have Chronicle here.
They're still here. They don't bite on this at all!
Spike down.
With the classic too. I thought it was a ghost at first when he first took down the first player. Artist left wondering, where did everybody go? Like John Travolta.
I mean, NRG try to run
Right there.
what should be a tempting fake. And Fnatic just so disciplined. So well considered.
I mean, they kind of bit. Okay, the high tide actually cut off the spike, but Molly's come in. It should outlast it.
And they put the Trailblazer right in front of it too to clear it. Dude, Fnatic are playing borderline perfect Valorant.
Got it, he got it. He's escaped. No, he didn't. What? I thought he got it.
It must have been so close.
He felt like he was on top of it.
Artist now joins the fray with 10 seconds left, and Utility on the other side. They have to dump out Flood, and they do so into their deaths. A prime gaming flawless for Fnatic.
Yeah, I'm betting he thought the same thing I thought. Because Artist stood on that A site the entire time, holding that space so that they could fall back into it. And then once he jumped up in the window, he was like, we got to just try to jump out, I guess.
Yeah, I'd love to see again his attempt to get it. Obviously, this essentially secured the round, but
He's so
he was
close.
standing right next to it.
One enemy remaining.
To be so close yet so far.
Well, you know what's coming right now. NRG has to force. Absolutely got to get something going right now. And it's straight down into Lamps. It's a good start. It looks like Alfir was just, ooh!
Dude, this is what I mean.
What a good trip.
The trip was great. Alfir's setup was actually a little late.
Yeah, exactly.
But the trip was great. Even in the face of the Cascade, Chronicle just goes. An attempt at flipping the map from the attacking side. They take the teleporter, they leave Finesse behind. See if he can cut off any rotates. But anchor, because it looks like they want to rotate back towards him.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Victor just stays in lamps, holds that space. Derek is going to be able to return just in time for them to start taking that front of sight.
And look at this, Fnatic just barely fight, but you're right. Dirk is back.
There's only one player here right now. They still thought that there might have been a double step back. But Boaster will now have this flank. Victor in spawn. Can he take down Leo? Coming around the corner right now. Crucial fight.
Victor on it. Damage done. Still has a stinger though. As Durka repositions.
Last player
Can he pick it
standing.
up? Boaster's down. They're going to be able to convert this for us unless Durka wins a 1v2. The tap on the spike, the reposition. Victor showing a little leg, giving him a little bait.
Impressive. Wow.
Crashies one time. I mean, they're just like gnats. They're just annoying him. They're being pests. And they're securing the round.
Upgrade to a Bulldog for Crashies 2. Off of Boaster's body, down short. They needed it. And they got it. That's 3 light buys. Well, that the full force right there, obviously, but the only thing they can buy is stingers.
Yeah.
That's 3 light buy wins for NRG so far in this series. If there's one thing to walk away with after it, maybe that's the success point for NRG, which isn't really a major part of their toolkit overall. Last year, they were one of the few teams who really just never bought any sheriffs. They just always stuck with classic ecos.
Oh,
Push through. Hookah right now.
big clash. The flash, the turn! That shot was gross!
That's got to be an accident.
When you're down 11-3 though, better lucky than good, I guess.
Maybe playing against Fnatic overall, better lucky than good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not even enough. It's ridiculous. These guys look just so strong. High cam, spotting the lurk through the orb.
See that attack side wall from Som, and the cam's above it. Will's only one spotted, but you know here, given everything else that you're hearing, where the hit is. See the flash through, they want to try to fight back sight, and they managed to get what they were looking for. Alfir Sheriff. Oh my goodness, like this? With the neural theft, he knows where he is and he pushes, but Zom's there to greet.
Yo, I can't believe he goes for that with 1 bullet.
Low-key, I do.
The guy's been hitting almost every shot, so yeah, gotta respect it. Here's that first, I mean.
Nah.
Spike planted. One enemy
New patch, that
remaining.
won't happen. That's just crazy. Oh, that would have been one of the clutches of the century.
Yep.
I don't care what game, I don't care where. That would have been insane.
NRG managed to white knuckle their way to 4 rounds. But it's still so comfortably in favor of Fnatic.
There's no stress at all for the Fnatic players.
And they're chilling.
They're as loose as can be. Alfir 2 has been the star on this map. Anytime there's a chance for NRG to get back into it, he's the guy who's shutting it down, almost did it again. Multiple 3vx situations that Alfir was a part of on that first half. And you need to be using that dog to get up short. There's too many trips to get through.
They're up in U-Haul. Victor taking care of Durka. That was off the Trailblazer setup.
Yeah, they pushed him through, but he just kind of ran out willy-nilly, not expecting them to still be in the default setup. Just gives advantage here for NRG. They're really working the map. You've seen multiple times now where it's late
30
fakes.
seconds left.
Som grabbing the orb. And now dumping util.
Leo's playing to get walled up. No. He doesn't actually go for the wall. Artis made a misclicked. There's a slow on top. Artis!
He's pushing right into him.
Wait, what just happened?
With 10 seconds left, I don't know that NRG are going to be able to get out.
He just had a meltdown.
Alfear still here! And Alfear gets 2, Chronicle gets the last, and that's series point for Fnatic.
No, but Doug, what just happened?
That's your job to describe, man.
Artis just had a mental breakdown on stage. The Sage Wall comes out, and then the self-slow as well. I think they're just spraying him down. On top of that, running through the Viper Wall. Look, what is that wall? The game is over when a mistake like that is made, not in playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if he's getting an earful right now from Finesse. Final attempt here to keep this game alive for NRG. Final attempt where it has to be. 8 rounds in a row. A scattered by, Salmon crashes with the weapons. Trying to consider how to break this Cypher setup. They already break the camera, not any of the trips though. And unfortunately for them, Crashies is starting to creep up, but he's got one of the Vandals, so he can't really spend time breaking with the Trailblazer.
Chronicle's positioning is just perfect. Just around the corner, understanding that if someone gets up in the box, he'll have the sightline on that. Victor's going aggressive for him! What on earth? I mean, it's over. It's just 2 left for NRG.
Oh, Artis has gotten on the site. Meanwhile, all of that. Which means there's not much more util coming in from the side of Fnatic. They just started the retake.
He's pushing Spawn with the Spectre. The potential to leave Crashies alone is exactly what takes place. He has a rifle, so it'd have to be a 1v4 to pull this thing off, to keep the series going. And that just seems impossible. And it exactly is. Durka with 3, and on the graves of the fallen, Fnatic raise their flag.